Welcome to the chemistry class, and today I'll start a new chapter, that is chemistry in everyday life. Okay. Now all of you know that chemistry plays a very important role in our day-to-day life. Without chemistry, we cannot be able to think about our life. There are so many things, okay, every day we are using in our different sphere of life, like life-saving drugs, fruit preservatives, chemicals, different types of chemicals, fertilizers, detergents, dyes, polymers, metallurgy, paper industry or papers, glass and ceramics, okay, paints, sugars, varnishes. Everywhere there is use of chemistry and chemicals. But in this unit, okay, there is some syllabus. So according to syllabus, we shall discuss the chemicals in medicine, chemicals for food preservatives, artificial sweeteners, that means artificial sweetening agents, and detergents, soaps. Actually now in your reduced syllabus, the detergent soaps are not in your syllabus. That means it is not in the reduced syllabus, so it is excluded. Okay, that soap and detergents we will not discuss. So first we will discuss the application of chemicals in medicines. So for treatment of disease, generally we use different types of system, like allopathic medicine, homeopathic medicine, Ayurvedic medicine, and Unani systems. So chemical compounds what we are using for the medicinal purpose, okay, they can be natural, that we are using in Ayurveda, okay, but they may be also petroleum based synthetic compound. In maximum cases in allopathic medicines, whatever we are using, they are synthesized compounds. Actually there will be synthesis of drug design is there, many things are there. So the branch of chemistry which deals with the design and synthesis of drugs, of medicines, based on the understandings of the links between their chemical structures and biological activity, is called medicinal chemistry. Okay. Now drugs are chemical compounds of low molecular mass which interact with the macromolecular targets and produce a biological response. When a biological response of a drug is therapeutic value and useful, then it is called medicine. Medicine is used for the treatment, diagnosis and prevention of diseases. But drugs have side effects and huge amount of toxicity, and they may be addictive. Okay, they may be addictive, and overdose of these drugs can act as poison. If we take a medicine without the guidance or recommendation or prescription by doctors, then overdose of medicine may cause or may react as potential poisons and even can cause death also. Chemists, that we are chemists, okay, have no practice about the actual doses of the medicines. Only the doctors have the right to write the prescriptions. Okay, so it's my duty and it's my request also to the students that you should not take any type of medicines, okay, without proper prescription by the registered doctors. So if you take medicines by searching internet or from any shop, that may be very much dangerous. So don't take medicine without the prescription of a doctor. Okay, so please remember this thing. Now we'll discuss drugs. Already we have discussed what is drug. Now drugs may be habit forming. Maximum drugs are habit forming. Okay, and can cause addiction and have serious side effects. Okay, we can give example like penicillin. Penicillin is a first generation antibiotic and it is called as medicine, and it has no such addictive properties. Okay, but if we think about heroin, heroin is a drug and heroin have some addictive properties, but a low dose of heroin can be used to cure different types of diseases. Okay, but high dose will cause addiction and have serious side effect. Now you can understand, hope you can understand the difference between drugs and medicines. Okay. Next we will discuss the therapeutic actions of different classes of drugs. First we will discuss the tranquilizers. Now first you have to know what are tranquilizers. Tranquilizers are the chemicals which are used for the treatment of mental patients or mental disease. Okay, barbituric acid, here the structure is given, that barbituric acid. Okay, we can think about luminal, serotonin here also given, this is serotonin. Okay, then seconal is there, veronal is there, amital is there, nembutal, serve, these are there. Okay, nembutal, this also serve as very good quality of tranquilizers. Hope you can understand. Here structures are given, but these structures you need not to practice. Just here I am showing you the structures. Okay, actually these structure drawings are very difficult, quite complex molecules. Okay, so you need not to remember the structures, but the names you have to remember. Okay, and derivatives of the barbituric acids are called barbiturates. They are hypnotic. That means sheep producing agents. Okay, here barbituric acid is given. So here this hydrogen we can replace by different types of alkyl group. Okay, that we will call derivative. Okay, so these barbituric acid, serotonin and helium, these are called tranquilizers. Next we will discuss the analgesic. Now what are analgesic? Drugs which relieve or decrease pain without causing impairment of consciousness, mental confusion and incoordination, paralysis are called analgesic. Analgesic example we can give, that is the aspirin. Aspirin is acetyl, is the acetyl group, acetyl derivative of the salicylic acid. Okay. Now despite of its popularity, that means aspirin, it has some drawbacks or shortcomings. Okay, it is toxic to the liver, sometimes causes bleeding from the stomach wall. Okay, or we can say this is a gastric irritant, this aspirin. Okay, and here we can use other analgesics in place of aspirin, like we can use ibuprofen, diclofenac, sodium and naproxen. Okay, this type of drugs we can use. Here already one structure I have drawn here, that is ibuprofen. Okay, these are also used as painkiller. Okay, they are decreasing the pain without causing any side effect, too much side effect. Okay. Next we will discuss that antipyretics. Now what are antipyretics? These are the drugs which are used to bring down the body temperature in case of high fever. If you have high fever, generally what we take? We take generally paracetamol, Calpol we are taking. Okay. So here the structure of paracetamol is given here. Okay. And a few common examples of antipyretic, aspirin also can be used, okay, for antipyretic agent. And another is given here also, phenacetin. Phenacetin also an antipyretic system. Okay. Now here aspirin can serve both. Okay, can act as both analgesic as well as antipyretic. That you have to keep in mind. Next one is the antimicrobials. The drugs, okay, or chemicals that can be used, okay, to cause infection due to different types of microorganisms are called antimicrobials. And these antimicrobials maybe drugs may be three types. Okay, these may be antibiotic, there may be antiseptic, they may be disinfectants. And now we'll discuss that what are antibiotics. So antibiotics, these are the chemical substance produced by microorganism, that may be fungi, that may be mold, bacteria, okay, that can exhibit, that can inhibit or even destroy the other microorganism. Okay, and antibiotic is a substance which in low concentration inhibits the growth and destroys the microorganism by interrupting their metabolic process. The first discovered antibiotic was the penicillin, and that was discovered by Alexander Fleming in the year 1929. Penicillin is used for curing pneumonia, bronchitis, sore throat, etc. And there may be other antibiotics like streptomycin. Another antibiotic that can be used for tuberculosis, that means TB disease. Tetracycline, ampicillin, chloromycin, erythromycin, now we are using azithromycin, chloramphenicol and ofloxacin are the same other type of antibiotics. Antibiotics may be two types. One is bacterial, okay, like penicillin, here structure is given penicillin, ofloxacin and aminoglycides, etc. Okay. So this penicillin is bacterial antibiotics. Okay. And other is bacteriostatic antibiotics like tetracycline, erythromycin, chloramphenicol, etc. Chloramphenicol structure is also given here. This is the structure of chloramphenicol. Okay. Now the complete range of microorganisms attacked by an antibiotic is called its spectrum. Some antibiotics have narrow, while others have broad spectrum. Broad spectrum antibiotics are those medicines which are effective against several different types of harmful microorganisms. Okay, like chloramphenicol. Chloramphenicol, tetracycline, okay, these are the broad spectrum antibiotics. Okay, now in case of chloramphenicol, okay, it's very effective in typhoid, acute fever, dysentery, pneumonia, meningitis, urinary infection, etc. So that is why this is called broad spectrum antibiotics. Okay. So broad spectrum antibiotics are those medicines which are effective against several different types of harmful microorganisms. Okay. Now narrow spectrum antibiotics are those medicines which are effective mainly against gram positive or gram negative bacteria. We can think about penicillin. Okay, this penicillin has a narrow spectrum and is effectively used only against the disease caused by various cocci and some gram positive bacteria. There are different types of penicillin. Till now there are 6 types of penicillins. Okay, so this is the structure of penicillin. Here one R is their alkyl group. If we write R is equal to this one, that is PH, CH, NH2, then it is called ampicillin. Now we are using this ampicillin medicine in lieu of penicillin. Okay, and if R is equal to C6H5OCH2, then it is called penicillin V. And if R is equal to CH3CH2 whole twice 6, okay, 7 carbon atom is there in alkyl chain. If R is equal to, okay, then it is called penicillium K. In this way, we have discovered up to 6 types of penicillin. Hope you can understand about the antibiotics. And today up to this, next day we will discuss the disinfectant, okay, and other things. So thank you very much.